So Biden, this is really interesting. And this gives you a glimpse into just how in the pocket big tech is of the government. It's like how we were talking about news networks that no longer can report on the truth because they've been on the take so long from ne'er-do-well politicians that they're stuck having to now report the rhetoric even though they know it's false. Well, Biden, he says, hey, to the social media companies, deal with the misinformation or the disinformation on your platforms.
Wait, did he actually say disinformation?
Yes. Says deal with it. This is a plea he's making to the social media platforms, as if to say, hey, now you guys have to be publishers, which is what that whole issue with net neutrality was all about. It's like, okay, are you going to be publishers, or are you guys going to be essentially the town square? Because if you claim to be publishers, then we're going to hold you responsible for everything said on your platform. But if you claim to just be a platform for free speech, then okay, fine. We can let it go that way, but then you're not able to police the people and say what is and isn't allowed beyond leveling up and rather calling for violence.
Hold it along, dude. Dog eat dog, man. It's what this whole thing. It's hilarious. It's a dog eat dog. Everything.
Yep. They have shown their hand throughout, just very, very short, recent time, and anybody who looks at the preponderance of evidence that we have of lies that have been told to us, bald-faced lies that we have found 100 times over, contradicting evidence that destroys those lies, anybody who's still believing them right now and who hasn't been sufficiently red-pilled is retarded and is an unobservant, stupid fool. And when their number gets punched and they end up having to suffer for their own mental ineptitude, they only have themselves to blame because they did not listen to wisdom. They did not listen to the truth. They let that lie that was told over and over and over and over and over and over and over take root to the point that they finally believed it. Now, whether they succumbed because they were being bludgeoned about the head constantly by it, or they're just too simple to have actually decided to do any research of their own and look into these studies that people are citing, look into the numbers that people are citing, and look into the organizations that they're citing, then too bad for them. They had all this time and have had all this time, being that we were all under lockdown for a full frickin' year, even though it was supposed to be 15 days to slow the spread. If you can take it upon yourself to at least learn how to hang a shelf or how to mount a television in that time, sorry, you blew a whole year's worth of self-sharpening that you could have done. And now you better catch up because the rest of us in class, we're moving on.
Why I injected it directly into my scrotum.
Exactly. That's, and
what better way to get that immunity than right in the
It's closest to that big artery that's right inside your leg there.
And I'm dead.
If that artery's cut, you can bleed out in 27 seconds. But that was inside a movie, so who knows if that's true or not.
I mean, the left use movies to explain about gun controls and how the gun environments work. So,
speaking of gun environments, and I'm not talking about Sandy Hook here or elementary schools.
Okay.
But I am talking about school in general that we have in Loudoun County, where we have the Loudoun County rapist, the boy dressing like a girl who raped this poor...
Oh, is there an update on that?
The person has been sentenced. They have been sentenced, and the judge was adamant that their name now has to be on the sexual predators registry for the rest of their life. Nice.
Very good, very good.
Very, very, very...
Nice segue, by the way.
Thank you. Cheers. But very, very happy for that, because this is, instead of watching the parents, and indeed the father of the young girl who was raped, be vilified by people over and over and over and over, now we get to see some justice actually play out. And there was some reports already saying that his daughter was actually the third person that this kid either raped or sexually assaulted. Yeah, so this kid is a monster. And
Yeah, you're scum.
Were I the judge there, I would demand chemical castration in conjunction with having to be put on that registry. But I guess there's a reason why I'm not a judge.
Well, I was thinking about this before. Like one of the I can't remember who brought it up, but at some point it was like, what do we need to do? I think it was on You Are Here. It was like, what do we need to do to kind of like fight back, or like, what are some more steps that we could take to push back against all this chaos? My thought immediately went to what you also agree with too. It's just, dude, public execution, man.
Dude, bring back the guillotine in the square.
Yeah, bring it back, and then just make an example of like, hey, you know, go ahead and do what you want to do, but be prepared that your body might be next on the old chopping block and will be publicly displayed.
Yeah, like people say, oh, I saw some moron in New York talking about how they're not going to be punishing a bunch of crimes.
You dead again?
I am dead again. Yeah, they're not going to be punishing a lot of crimes that should be resulting in incarcerations and should be resulting in definite penalties. They're not going to be punishing them the way that they should be, if at all. And he was saying that punishing these crimes with time in jail and any other number of punishments does nothing to help deter the crime. To which I say, well, first, that's bullcrap. You're an idiot. And I'm not saying you're an idiot because you're black. I'm saying you're an idiot because you're an idiot. And you think about this. If you have a deterrent...
Bigot,
racist, xenophobic, sexist, cis, white, male, homophobe.
Did you get them all?
I think I got them all. I got
Xenophobe.
transphobe. There we go, transphobe.
Xenophobe.
Transphobe. But anyway, like for a deterrent like the gallows or the guillotine, something like that, where now you're forced to face the sin and see exactly what the wages of that sin are. If it's a mortal sin that has been committed, i.e., raping somebody or killing or murdering somebody, then you look at that honestly and tell me that isn't a deterrent, and I'll tell you that you're retarded again. Because if you do have that back in the square, like certain executions are televised. You look at stuff like that. I want to say Timothy McVeigh's execution was televised. If I'm not mistaken, a lethal injection.
Well, Nick brought up a good point too, to where, and I think they should as well, is I think any trial, you should just have a 24/7 feed of people on trial that you can access you can go ahead and access.
Or how about just have a 24/7
execution
feed of the electric chair, or the gas chamber, or the injection table, or the gallows, or the firing squad. Yeah,
can we bring that back?
That's pretty cool. If you have it essentially inside the public square again, where people can choose to go and observe that because it's part of the justice system, you tell me that won't deter some people. I guarantee you.
All I can say is just think about it. The back in the day, the Jewish community didn't have any prisons, and what was the reason why?
Because they were expected to handle the issue today.
Yep.
And the person who brought the case, they were the one who had to throw the first stone. So that's it was.
Yep. If you were wrong, you got to live with that, knowing you killed an innocent person your entire life.
Yep. And oftentimes you'd have to be dealt with too.
Oh yeah.
But
you done goofed.
You messed up there, son. Should have finished your matzo ball soup before you decided to go level in such hard accusations against your neighbor who dwelleth in the tent beside ye, so unknowingly. But that was another win, I'd say.
A giant W.
Yep. And then we have this is really stupid. Iran is threatening to assassinate Donald Trump, and Mike Pompeo.
I did not hear about this.
Oh yeah, they did a whole video about it too. It's like production quality was impressive.
So Taliban?
Iran. I don't know if it's Taliban, but Iran.
Iran themselves.
I ran myself into a pit. They will burn for you.
Wait, so they're just like blah 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 blah. We want to execute Trump.
They want to assassinate Trump and Mike Pompeo.
Okay.
Blown dark. All sorts of gray matter just melting over there. They're not going to do any such thing. And the fact that they had to, I guess, announce their scheme via video